hurt.
There's one of the varmints.
You're right, Jacopo. Someone is shooting up ahead.
Must be a hunting party.
Not the way those guns are being fired. Come on.
Good shot, Mother.
Here, I've reloaded this one.
Right, I'll...
Grandpa!
Rico, Jacopo, go after them.
Come on, quickly! Let's get to the horses!
You came just in time.
Are they hurt badly?
I don't know.
This is only a flesh wound. This man got hit on the shoulder.
Is there somewhere we can take them?
Yes, to my chateau. You speak like an American.
I am. My grandfather and I are from Texas. I'm very grateful. I don't know to whom.
I'm the Count of Monte Cristo.
They got away too fast for us.
Rico, we must take this lady and gentleman to our chateau. The coachman, too. Jacopo, mount up.
Rico? Tis your friend, Monsieur Matte. Rico brought him from Paris.
Oh, friend is the word. I hardly dared to hope he'd come so quickly. He's a fine man, but a busy one.
Here, make yourself down for
Oh,
both.
there's no need for all this concern over me. An old soldier's hide just naturally gets tough with age.
You're fortunate the bullet wasn't lower.
I'm fortunate to have a granddaughter that can shoot straighter than most men. You ought to have seen the way she kept them crawling for cover. Oh.
Here's Monsieur Henri Matte, Edmond.
My poor friend John, are you badly hurt?
Oh, it's nothing. I'll be as good as new in a week, thanks to the Count here. This is Mr. Henry Matte. He's the personal aide to the Prime Minister, the Count of Monte Cristo.
I've had the honor of meeting the Count many times before. May I add, monsieur, that no man carries more weight with His Excellency than you do.
You flatter me.
I would like to add that if you've been a help to Monsieur Crane, I owe you a big debt of gratitude.
Oh, let's say that France owes Mr. Crane and his granddaughter a big apology. Believe me, sir, our countrymen don't make a practice of trying to murder peaceful travelers.
Oh, I believe it, sir, but I'm afraid the reason for this attack goes a little beyond the French frontiers.
I don't understand.
You won't unless I talk of Texas.
Texas?
Oh, yes, sir. It's a long way away, all of 7,000 miles. And perhaps you haven't even heard of our war with Mexico. Or if you have, you've just thought of it as a local rebellion.
It's the Texan War of Independence from Mexico, Count. Monsieur Crane is a staunch patriot. On behalf of his suffering nation, he's traveled halfway across the world to see Prime Minister Thiers and the members of the Four-Power Alliance.
I admire your gallantry, sir, but is a border incident any affair of France?
A border incident? France is a country of freedom-loving men. Grandfather.
Yes, Martha. Hand me that letter. I received this yesterday. This letter must have crossed on a faster ship. It was waiting for us at Le Havre. A border incident, Count. Is that the way you see it? The rightful rulers of Texas trying to subdue a handful of troublemakers. Well, that's a point of view. Except that the methods applied by Mexico are certainly not tempered with any thought of mercy or understanding. This letter was written on March the 27th, 1836. It tells of a siege at San Antonio, Texas, of the chapel of the old mission of De Valero, known locally as the Alamo. 180 men, gallant men, with the spirit of freedom in their hearts, were trapped there on February 23rd. 4,000 Mexican troops under General Santa Anna besieged the Alamo for 13 days. Then a breach was made in the walls. Hand-to-hand fighting, with our men outnumbered by 30 to 1. Every living soul in that old mission was killed. Slaughtered is the better word. They fought and they died because they loved freedom. and because they believed death to be better than slavery. Did I say all of them died? 5 survived that last attack. Oh, not as prisoners, Count. Don't fool yourself. All 5 were murdered in cold blood by order of Santa Anna. Colonel William B. Travis, Davy Crockett, James Bowie. A border incident, you say? A bunch of rebellious ranchers? Sure, if that's the way you look at it. The last line of the letter is a very simple one, and it should have been written in blood. Remember the Alamo, it says. Just that.
Remember the Alamo.
Your story has moved me very deeply, Mr. Crane. Will you and your granddaughter remain here as my guests? Rico and Jacopo will stay with you. In the morning, I will see the Prime Minister myself.
I thank you, Count.
I know what you're doing is right. I'll give you all the help I can. The men of France have loved freedom, mademoiselle. Believe me, we still do.
Get out! Get out off that horse!
What do you want?
Over the wall with him! So this is the famous Count of Monte Cristo, the protector of the downtrodden, the terror of all who defy it.
May I ask who has the advantage of me?
Oh, Monsieur the Count, you do not understand. It is I who will ask the question. It's a short question, requiring an even shorter answer. Do you think you might be persuaded to turn your attentions to things other than the far-off land of Texas?
No.
That's not a well-thought-out answer. Perhaps you'll reconsider. In fact, I know you will, Monte Cristo. Over there. About that question, monsieur. Are you ready to reconsider now?
My answer is still no.
Then you leave me no choice but to change your mind in a much more painful way. Did that change your mind? No. Believe me, Count, you can't win. You can suffer, maybe die, but you can't win.
Why can't I win?
Must I tell you all our secrets? Let us say we hold a whip hand, and we know how to use it.
He must have come this way, and yet he never reached Paris. No, Jacopo. He'd have taken the quickest road. Keep your eyes open. Come on.
Edmond!
Rico, Jacopo.
Are you feeling better, Edmond?
You should lie still, sir. Your back isn't in the best of condition.
I'm afraid you're right. Yes, I know who did it, Jacopo. A man with a hook for a hand. Are the horses ready?
But you're in no condition to ride. And this isn't your battle.
It wasn't yesterday. It is now. Besides, time is running out. The Council of the Four-Power Alliance is meeting tonight for the last time before the summer recess. Rico, you and I are going to Paris.
To find the man with the hook?
No. I'm going to see the Prime Minister, while you go to my banking house to make some inquiries.
What sort of inquiries, Edmond?
I'll tell you as we ride. No. We need words, not swords, Jacopo. Get my clothes. Am I to understand that France, which suffered and bled for freedom, denies freedom to others?
Edmond, you know the respect I have for you. More than respect, affection. But may I say that you are allowing your emotions to run away with you? This Texas affair is no business of France.
Oh, but there are people in France who seem to be making it their business. Why were Crane and his granddaughter attacked? Why was I flogged?
You have always had a faculty for sticking your nose in where it isn't wanted. Oh, all very noble and high-minded, of course, but...
Your Excellency, the world is growing bigger every day. 100 years ago, we hadn't even heard of Texas. But we can't stick our heads in the sand. We can't ignore the birth of new nations.
Are you speaking as a man or as a famous international banker?
Perhaps as both. All right. Let's say that I speak as a citizen of the world. Don't you know there are others who are looking ahead?
But not leaping before they look.
Only because they know exactly where they are going.
You're taking a great deal for granted.
No, I'm talking from painful experience. I'll say flatly that members of your own ministry are in the pay of Mexico right now.
Bribery, Count?
Yes, bribery. On the grand scale.
You have no proof of this?
Not yet. But what if I could produce it?
Edmond, you live in a world of fantasy. It is a part of your charm.
Will you see this man, John Crane? Will you consider what he asks?
What does he ask? Surely you do not expect France to send an army into the Americas?
No, what Texas needs is recognition as a nation, so that she can obtain help through trade agreements.
I think you are forgetting that we are part of the four-power alliance. France cannot move without her allies.
Then let Crane appear before the council.
It's too late. Surely you know that the council convenes for its final meeting tonight?
Yes, of course I know. Then I'll produce John Crane tonight.
And what will it achieve? We can do nothing which might endanger existing trade balances. I am sorry I cannot say any more.
I'm sorry, too. But I can say a very great deal more. You're nervous about trade balances. I'll give you cause to be nervous. Your Excellency, we have been friends for many years. But this is an ultimatum.
An ultimatum?
Unless France and the Alliance gives due consideration to the cause of Texas, I'll throw the full weight of the Bank of Monte Cristo against the Bank of France. My millions can upset every trade balance in Europe.
You're mad.
What's your answer?
What can I say, Henri?
Well, it's hard for me to pass an opinion, monsieur. You know where my sympathies lie. With John Crane and Texas.
Edmond, I don't want to fight you. Well, I don't want to fight your millions. So I will allow you to produce this man at the council tonight at 10 o'clock. On one condition.
What is it?
That you prove the charges you have made against members of my ministry. If you can prove that Mexico has dared to try to influence the sovereign will of France, if you can prove one case of bribery, recognition of Texas may easily follow. Not to speak of the help which this young nation asks.
You realize you're giving me only 4 hours.
I have no choice. As I said before, tonight is the last meeting. 10 o'clock, Edmond.
Thank you. 10 o'clock. A lot can happen before 10 o'clock.
I've just arrived, Edmond. I've been to your banking house and they inform me...
Please, I want to ask a favor.
Yes?
May I come with you to help John Crane into Paris? Much has happened. The attack on Monsieur Crane, the attack on you.
Do you expect a third attack?
Things go in threes, monsieur. Also, 3 swords are better than 2. Well, at least I'm still a good shot.
Well, if you insist, we'll be honored to have you with us, Mr. Mattei. Jacopo, where are...
I thought this might happen. Premonition.
Jacopo, look! Mademoiselle.
Is she hurt?
No, What happened?
You tell us. Where is your grandfather and Jacopo?
Grandfather, I don't know. Men came here. I don't know what happened. I think I fainted.
Maybe hit in the head.
There's Jacopo.
Jacopo. Untie him quickly. Here.
I'm all right. Go ahead, I'm all right.
What happened, Jacopo? Who came here? 7 men. Who were they? You don't know? One with a hook. The man with the hook. Where's Mr. Crane? Together, they took him away. Where? Do you know where? You heard him talk, so they thought you were deaf as well as dumb. Where did they take him? To an inn? A tavern? What tavern? 3 bulls.
I know where it is. I've seen it. A small wine house on the road to Chantilly.
On the road to Chantilly. Yes, Jacopo, not words this time, but swords. So this is it, huh? The 3 bulls.
Yeah.
Come on.
Were you looking for me, messieurs?
Where is Crane? He's here.
No.
You're lying.
Go ahead. Search. You won't find him here. Not that there's any place to search.
Then you'll tell us where he is.
You can't make me.
Where is he?
He's safe and well. He'll be returned to you safe and well. Tomorrow.
Tomorrow's too late. He's to appear before the council tonight.
So I understand, Monsieur le Count.
You're going to tell us where he is.
I'm warning you, if you use that sword, Crane will never talk again. So you think I'm alone here, do you? Well, believe me, I'm not. You're being watched right now.
Watched? From where?
A peephole.
No, people. The choice is still yours. My life for his.
The walls are solid, Edmond. There's no one watching.
But are you sure?
We'll have to beat the truth out of him.
I warn you again. He'll die.
So he dies. And you lead us to his body. That will give us the evidence we need.
You mean you sacrificed John Crane's life?
No. That decision must be left to his own flesh and blood.
Martha!
You mean you're leaving it to me to decide?
Yes, Martha.
I know how my grandfather thinks and feels. He would die, and die again, for Texas.
Where is Crane?
Jacopo!
That's enough! Throw down your weapons.
So you are in the pay of Mexico.
You don't have to bring up such a mundane subject as money. It's all very unfortunate. Crane could have lived, so could the rest of you. But now you know too much.
Where is Crane?
Does it matter now?
I think so. The truth. Where is Crane?
He's at my home. You'll find him there.
Good. And there's still time to meet the council. And you're going to come with us, too. You're the proof we need it. He's dead. Heart failure.
So he's dead. So where's your proof now? So you've won, Monsieur le Count, and lost.
It seems to me that we have dealt with all the main topics under discussion. I might even use the word exhausted, Your Excellency.
I agree. I had hoped there would be another matter for us to discuss tonight, but the clock chimes with a devastating reminder that it is already tomorrow.
So, we recess, gentlemen. And I can only wish you all a very pleasant vacation.
Please, don't go, gentlemen.
Edmund.
I'm afraid I must ask you to stay, gentlemen.
But our carriages are waiting.
So is Texas waiting for your help.
Texas?
Edmund, you offered your terms. I offered mine. I assume that you can fulfill yours.
I'm producing Mr. John Crane, who has come to speak for his country.
We are honored to meet, Monsieur Crane. But there was another side to my bargain. You accused ministers of my government of corruption. I presume you have brought proof?
Not in person. Unless you would have me bring a dead man to the meeting.
A dead man?
Monsieur Henri Maté. He died tonight of a heart attack. Monsieur Maté could have proved all that I have said.
So my friend Henri Maté is dead. There will be time enough for grief. But this hardly concerns the Allied Council.
But this man concerns it. Rico.
Well, I don't understand this at all.
No more do I, Count. I made my position clear. You threatened to use the power of your money against France. This I cannot allow. So, in face of your apparent inability to produce any proper evidence, I am ordering your arrest.
Now?
Immediately, monsieur.
Except I have got proof. Oh, not this man. It's the dead who will speak tonight.
The dead?
Monsieur Henri Maté.
But how can he speak if he's dead?
Rico. In return for good offices rendered, this is to acknowledge the receipt of 100,000 ounces paid to me by the Bank of Salvador on behalf of the government of Mexico.
The government of Mexico?
Signed, Henri Maté.
But is it true? 100,000 ounces? This could be a forgery.
No, monsieur. It happens that the Bank of Salvador is a subsidiary of the banking house of Monte Cristo. As president of that bank, I have full access to its ledgers. And today, I've made use of my privileges.
This means that Mexico has been bribing a member of your government to keep France out of the war.
It means exactly that. Monsieur, I think that in fairness, we should listen to the case which will be laid before us by the representative of the new nation of Texas, Monsieur Jean Crane.
John Crane, sir. At your service.
Please be seated, Monsieur Crane.
Thank you, sir.
Your grandfather will tell the story in better words than I could. I'm sure the Alliance will grant recognition to your nation.
It means the beginning of the future for us, monsieur.
Yes, mademoiselle.
I shall never forget your kindness. Why did you help us?
A little phrase at the end of that letter to your grandfather.
Remember the Alamo.
Yes. Remember the Alamo.